Hello my dear students, welcome to the world of sociology again. Myself San Jose Thomas, faculty, Department of Sociology, Secretariat College, Tevara. Welcome back again to the world of sociology with some great vistas of knowledge. Last class we were discussing on an important area related to the subject, and that was the branches of sociology as an academic discipline. I hope you remember which all major branches of sociology that we have discussed in the last class. And if we go for an analysis of our preceding classes, we can understand one thing, that we were dealing with the introductory part of sociology. Introductory part in the sense we dealt with the definition, with the scope, with the subject matter, and of course we also dealt with the nature of sociology as a subject and the major branches of sociology. So I feel the structure of the subject is got introduced. And today we will be moving in. We have been dealing with the structure, we have been dealing with the outer entity, and now we are going to get into the realm of sociology. What is the realm of sociology? Whenever we speak of the academic realm of sociology, one important question comes to the mind, that whether sociology is academically backed by theoretical perspectives. As you all know, what is theory? This is an important question that often many academicians pose. Theory is actually a building block of a subject. And how can we define a theory or a theoretical perspective? Theory can be defined properly as an interconnected set of concepts that is trying to explain, or rather that is trying to make a sense the relationship between different ideas, and they are trying to prove a point. So of course theory can be understood as an interrelated set of concepts, or rather an interrelated set of propositions that try to prove or that try to drive home a point. And again, when we come to sociology, sociology also being one of the youngest disciplines in the world, sociology also is making a very sincere attempt to build a strong dynamic theoretical perspective. So this theoretical perspective can be considered as the foundation of sociology as an academic discipline. Like we provide foundation to a building or to different buildings that we construct. Sociology is also to be given a foundational basis, and that role is very well performed by different theoretical perspectives. We have discussed at least the names of different founding fathers of sociology, which starts right from Auguste Comte, the father of the subject, also associated with Saint-Simon, another French thinker, then Herbert Spencer, Max Weber, Karl Marx, and of course many other prominent founders. But of course these four names comes to our mind when we think about sociological theory for the first time, that is mainly Auguste Comte, Herbert Spencer, Max Weber, and Karl Marx. And to begin with, we should start right from the founding father of the subject, and that is none other than Auguste Comte. So today we will be making an attempt to deal with the theoretical perspectives of Auguste Comte. Who is Auguste Comte? Many of you know, many of you have heard about Auguste Comte as a French thinker, and some of you have heard of the name of Saint-Simon also. Saint-Simon was the guru, or rather Saint-Simon was the mentor of Auguste Comte, and Auguste Comte became the great founding father of the subject. So both of them at a particular point of time, when that period was covered by the Napoleonic era, by the rule of Napoleon, when France was under the Napoleonic rule, and later before and after French Revolution, when a number of socio-political issues were happening in France, the plague, turmoil, etc., these people seriously thought, we need a subject, we need a branch of knowledge to deal with the society, and we need to develop an academic discipline that would undertake a systematic and scientific understanding of the human society. Of course, other academic disciplines that were existing at that point of time, like history, like philosophy, like probably political science, economics, etc., were incompatible, or rather they were not in a position to become a comprehensive science to deal with the problems of mankind, with social institutions, with the social processes, etc. So these two people came together and established a new branch of knowledge, which was originally the idea of Saint-Simon, from whom it was adopted by Auguste Comte, and who gave the name social physics to his new-born subject. See the name social physics, which means the bearing of science, the bearing of physical sciences was very strong on Auguste Comte when he named his new branch or new subject of social understanding as social physics. Comte, of course, proceeded further, and in the long run he realized that the same term social physics was used by another thinker, that is known as Sir Alex Quetelet. So naturally he shifted to a new term, and that is how sociology has emerged, which is a division of two terms. One is socius on the one side, as we already explained, that is society, and logos on the other side, as we already studied, that is the scientific understanding, or rather the science. So sociologia, which later became sociology. So moving on to Comtean perspective, we are now just introducing one basic primary understanding of the theoretical perspective of Auguste Comte in this session, and that is the Comtean positivism. When we speak of sociological theory, of course today when the subject has reached say 200 plus years, and today new theoretical formulations are emerging, of course all these theorists are, when they start reading or when they start their writing, they used to say that their theoretical perspective belongs to either a positivist perspective or rather a non-positivist perspective. That is how the subject, or that is how the broad parameters of sociological theory, the broad contours of sociological theory are divided. And to begin with, we will be discussing with the positivist perspective of Auguste Comte. More than a theory, this is a perspective, or rather this is an approach of Comte towards how we should study sociology. What is positivism? Many of us used to ask this question. Many of us used to say, you become positive. What do you mean by the term being positive, or rather being a positivist in your approach? Positivism simply speaks about a scientific approach towards something. Scientific approach in the sense you need to incorporate the mind of a physical scientist when you approach the study of human society. This is positivism. You need to incorporate the mind of a physical scientist when you study the human society. Who is a physical scientist? Physical scientist is a one who will be reaching at conclusions with precision, with dire or great degree of objectivity, and of course with no bias. So Comte was also of the same perspective that sociology should become a positivist science, which means it should understand human society, it should study human problems, it should perceive the social institutions, etc. from a Zen-person scientific point of view, like any other physical science of the world, say like physics, say like chemistry, say like biology, like zoology, like botany, etc. That degree of precision should be there for society or for the study of society, that is sociology. So that was the beginning of Comtean perspective, and Comte tried to introduce this positivism as a major approach in sociology. So I hope you understand, I hope you have properly understood that what was the beginning of sociological theory and how Comte came, or rather Comte introduced the very concept of positivism into the domain of sociology. Of course, in the successive classes we will be discussing the major theoretical elements involved in positivism, and we of course will be discussing the other theoretical strands of Auguste Comte, like the law of three stages and the major perspectives, especially the division of sociology by Comte, etc. Thank you.